Oh, okay. What's up, guys? AW here in World Order. Blind Bill and George on this Sunday evening, December 11th. Uh, Once again, Black Panther is winning the box office for the fifth week in a row, and that streak's going to end this week because Avatar's going to take the next week, obviously. If and that's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. Avatar will win it next week. Thank you, George, and I confirm myself with Cam. Um, So this is a DC stuff. And before we get into it, smash that like button, like George says here, and subscribe, or I'll make you subscribe. But this is a DC stuff. Let's see what here. We got, okay, there's a lot of DC stuff. We got James Gunn destroys Josh from Den of Nerds. You know, well, he destroys, he kills him. Kills him. Doesn't literally kill him, but in spirit, he killed him. I'm sorry. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 has been denied, rejected, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm out. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm out." That's what she basically said to them by sending an email about and sending a link to how Wonder Woman was supposed to be written. If you remember that. What else is there? What else did I put in? We got Cavill Superman, how he's a focus still. How James Gunn still, he's a top priority. Of course, Superman should be a top priority. I think we all agree on that.
Yep.
And the Batman Beyond stuff, Batman Beyond picture movie that's been purportedly canceled, why it's a good thing and why it would not fit in the DCU until like 20 years later, until like Batman's like 80 years old and would not fit. Really, it would not fit. What else is there? We might discuss who do you want to see get a movie or a TV show, possibly in DC. We also must discuss more James Gunn stuff if you want. But hey, Arkham. But all right, so let's get on. Den of Nerds. Let's get on this guy.
Den of turds.
You mean
Den of
the
Nerds,
male Grace Randolph?
Oh,
Yep.
Grace is more credible.
Yeah, Grace is more credible, but like he's kind of like Grace in it that he's so stubborn to admit that he's wrong.
Den of Cringe. I call him Den of Cringe because I think Max called him Den of Cringe, so I took it from that. I stole it from him. He calls himself Den. He calls him Den of Cringe. So as you know, you saw my video. If you watched my video yesterday, and I did post on Max's short video. Max had a short stream in the afternoon yesterday, about 30 minutes long, 25 to 30 minutes long, and I pulled up the Twitter feed, the thread, right? I think George, you were there, right?
Yeah, I was there for a little bit for my stream.
Yeah. Then we went to your stream after, and as you saw, Josh from Den of Nerds said, James Gunn does not like Henry Cavill, and then you saw somebody reply to him and tag James Gunn to basically say if this is true or not, and James Gunn said, "No, this is false." And then instead of taking a loss and just moving on, Josh had to go, but to the people I've spoken to, this says this is not true, and that is basically, I'm paraphrasing. He's spoken to that. Yeah, this is what I heard, and James Gunn, clapped back with, I'm going to pull it up actually. I do have. I'm going to reply it to here. Where is it? Basically, this great clap back. Great burn. Okay. I'll get those DMs. Okay, here we go. Great clap back, great burn, great. You're so weird. You seem so plugged in. Anyway, I just had 40 people reach out to me to say you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, Mac.
Man.
And then, like an idiot. This is an idiot. Only an idiot would tweet back like this. Hello, LL, yo, I like you. Why is this so triggering? I don't know, because you called him a liar.
It's like, did he miss the memo when he called out like Geekosity and said only him and Peter Safran know?
Well, he's telling
you
a
know what?
bold-faced lie. He's like,
And
he's basically
yeah,
saying James Gunn hates Henry Cavill, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Which, yeah, and then James Gunn goes, yeah, well, it's false, and then he has to like double down on it, which is dumb.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
It's
like
like,
there's no, oh my god,
are we setting up a potential Den of Nerds Still Nation crossover?
Oh, stop.
oh,
Like, imagine it's like, welcome to the anti-James Gunn crew.
That's worse than Philly. That's worse than Thanos wrapping up half the universe.
Oh my
Oh,
oh
goodness!
jeez,
Like, welcome, yo, a certain writer would be like, "Welcome to the family."
where's the Infinity
no,
Stones, guys? I need a god that they race those people. um, it's like here's right. James Gunn, when he debunks stuff, right? He's usually very level-headed, respectful, right? He doesn't really go take it to a new level. He doesn't go to an insulting way, right? He doesn't like this. He doesn't go to a point where he likes to insult someone, right? But this is different. Even Geekosity, when he went after Geekosity, he didn't do it in an insulting way. He didn't say stop. He didn't right. He didn't really He did kind of respectful in a respectful manner. But this like Blind Bill said, this is a bull-faced lie, and the guy kept doubling down on it. This actually triggered James Gunn.
Oh
Like,
my!
yeah. I mean, like he's like, why is this so triggering? And it's like because you called him a liar and it's not true. Like what the hell? Like, what are you expecting? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he doubles down on this further. He keeps going. Like,
Marcus,
he says
yeah,
something about how oh, why did he have to say I got out of my mom's basement or got kicked out of my mom's basement? And it was like, so you wanted him to basically just like fucking go in deep and just roast you, right? Like come on, seriously? Like it was just a light jab, and it was funny too, because you're reading that whole sentence and you're like not expecting him to say that at all. So
hey, Dark Thor, nice for you to be here. Yeah, um, I'm sorry, but James Gunn's a better director than Snyder.
yep.
Yes.
See, I made a joke. I made a joke on last night's stream. I came in late for Max's stream, and we did choose the movie, right? Like choose the movie, right, George?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a
choose
little
some-
different than usual, right? He had
Yeah.
Watchmen and 300, and they were very accurate to the graphic novel, right?
Mhm.
Right? Those movies are very accurate to the graphic novels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how come you could do an accurate DC characters?
Oh.
Oh, oh man, that must have hurt. Oh damn.
But here's the thing: visual shots. But the story needs to make sense, and the story needs to be good. Visual shots is good and all, but I like story more than
I
visual.
mean,
If the
like
story's boring, I have no interest in the
Transformer
visual
visuals
shots.
can be cool. It doesn't mean they're good movies.
Army of Dead had good visual shots. That movie was shit.
Yeah, the movie was bad.
Well, how do you say visual shots are better than most comics? That doesn't even make any sense. Movies are are visual medium, but it's motion. Comics are static images.
Yeah, I mean 300. I think 300 is his best movie.
Yeah, like I definitely prefer that movie over Watchmen.
That was a good movie, and that movie wasn't overcomplicated story wise. Like wasn't right compared to Watchmen.
I like Watchmen, but that's because I like the comic. I don't like the ending of the Watchmen movie. I think it makes no sense.
Oh yeah, Arkham. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, Arkham, aren't you in my group chat or whatever? Rababoo would probably be shit. if it's anything basic Army of the Dead, it's gonna be shit.
Yeah, I did not like Army of the Dead.
Here's the thing, Marcus. Netflix has a history of canceling stuff if it's not good.
I think they're not gonna cancel Rebel Moon. They put way too much money into it.
They might do the first two movies, but if they don't do well, I don't think a third is gonna happen. And that universe may not happen.
Well, if that gets
but Netflix's history, right? So
yeah. I mean, they announced sequels that never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Hey, Degrassi, glad to hear, buddy. Yeah, I know I got your DM. Yeah.
But like, isn't like Josh gonna do some kind of like stream tomorrow or something?
No,
Cares?
Jesus.
But the Rebel Moon, I know Rebel Moon is based off obviously a story, but it's based off like the synopsis. Oh, a bunch of invaders are invading for food. I'm like, come on.
It was
No.
originally a Star Wars script that
Yeah.
he repurposed.
But it's not.
Yeah, what's
But
up,
it's
Arkham?
Hey.
but from reading what Rebel Moon's about, it's nothing like Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it was repurposed, so I mean,
Yeah.
they obviously
Yeah, I
had
don't
to
think
make
they
big
can do
changes.
Star Wars because it has to be repurposed, or
Yeah.
wouldn't they get in trouble or something like that, or something like I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, I think they could get in trouble because I think he did submit it to Lucasfilm.
I thought this
So
was a decent movie, Magnificent Seven. It wasn't bad.
Like, you can't say Rebel Moon is better than Star Wars because it hasn't come out. That makes no sense.
yeah, that makes no sense. Exactly.
Like,
It'll probably be worse.
just because the visual of, like, I agree, Zack Snyder's visuals are good, but that doesn't make him like.
If
Oh, wait.
oh, well, I got a hot take. I got a hot take that's gonna piss off people.
What?
If
Go ahead.
if he is if he is a cinematographer on Rebel Moon, then the visuals are gonna be ass. Okay, because I've written a whole article about how terrible the cinematography is in Army of the Dead. It's awful. Like it's
It is
just
awful.
yes.
Oh.
He's not. He's. I mean, he was obviously trained as a cinematographer, but he hasn't been a cinematographer for quite some time, and he's just made a lot of brain dead decisions that
I didn't
make the
really
film
like
look
the
ugly.
cinematography with, I think it was Army of Dead and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You know, it's just like there's so many issues with it.
I don't know why people call it for.
I think. I mean,
or something like that.
By the way, I thought this was a hot take that I had yesterday on my stream, but it seemed like the panel agreed. I said, DCEU solo films are better than MCU solo films. Does anyone agree or disagree?
DC so film.
Like
depends
Wonder
on the solo
Woman,
film.
Aquaman, Shazam.
yeah, I would agree with that. But also, Marcus, you're a Schneider shill.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Like
Yeah.
you so he's calling us shows, but like he
Who am I shilling for?
Yeah,
I'm not shilling
nothing.
for
Like,
nobody.
these are specific facts. Of,
Well,
like,
well,
Degrassi,
like,
you're right. The one
Shilling for
thing about
for
Snyder,
good movies that's a bad thing to do.
the thing, Degrassi, you're all right. But the thing about Snyder, his storytelling is very weak usually.
Yeah, his writing is abysmal.
like
Yeah.
I could give Snyder credit that he does like I guess visually his movies are visually good, except Army of Dead, like, or something like that.
But
Like his writing's not very good.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
one of his?
I don't know why people defend his writing. If something doesn't, I don't know why people make it out like you're a hater or something like that if you criticize a Snyder.
Because Snyder fans are children.
Insane.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. One of his like better movies. Guess what? Who wrote that screenplay? James Gunn, the original
Yes.
Shaun of the Dead movie.
James Gunn.
one of his
James
best-
Gunn's
the
a
best
great
screenplays.
writer,
That was
And he's
one of the
great-
best screenplays to one of his best movies.
and he's great
Yes, it
visually
was.
too. He's great. He's great with writing, and he's great with visuals too.
So like that's kind of ironic because for a lot of these fans, James Gunn has become public enemy number one.
Well, they
Snyder-
don't really like Zack Snyder. This is the thing. They only like the DCEU Zack Snyder or the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And they don't really if he made like a movie that was not like a sci-fi or a horror movie, I can guarantee you half these people would not go watch a Zack Snyder movie. Like
Yeah.
they only like him because of what
DC.
he's done. Because of DC. And you could say maybe Watchmen, right? And 300, but
Which is DC technically.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the thing is his filmography is not that big, right? So I mean,
No.
kind of makes sense. Yeah.
And his movies really are never big hits, even though some are good.
No. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, he has a small little faction group. So and
if you
most of them.
notice,
And my theory is, okay, you guys were around when Batman versus Superman came out, right?
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Okay. Does how all of a sudden now all these people are saying Batman versus Superman is a masterpiece and everybody loved it when they watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
There's
I've
a
Like that
weird-
seems like revisionist history to me
There's
because
a weird revisionist history.
When I
community
saw the
on
film,
Twitter.
because I was with my friends, like I asked them how they think. Like they didn't really call it a masterpiece. They said it was okay. And that they're DC fans and stuff like that, like me, and they thought it was okay, but it was no masterpiece. That
Yeah,
people
that
were
was
making
me.
it.
I was
Look
like,
at-
I enjoy it, but it's not that good like it could have been.
Look at all the movies. Look at all the movies. The directors that came out on a report this week about who DC is interested in. James Mangold. James Mangold, Ford Ferrari, like an Oscar buzz. Logan did not get Oscar buzz, but it's considered like
well,
one of the best comic movies
Logan's
of all
like a
time.
top 5
Logan got
movie.
hold on, wait. Logan got nominated for best adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
It's the I'm pretty sure it's the
Oh,
only
really?
comic
Well,
book
see,
movie to get nominated for something screenplay related.
Not
You're
even
going-
Dark Knight, which is one of the
They're going for
ever.
top tier
Yeah.
directors. Animation City, his its stuff really hit with the audience. James Wan had
Yeah,
hits
James
after
Wan
hits
is.
after hits.
I really like.
And he's more successful than Snyder overall.
I mean, like,
Definitely.
wasn't his Fast and Furious movie? I know it's because part of that was probably Walker, but that was like the first Fast and Furious film to get $1 billion.
Billion, yep.
Half a billion and a half.
I don't know how.
And-
those
and don't
years
forget,
go.
Don't forget, James Wan started 2 massive horror franchises, Saw and Conjuring.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
he also did Insidious.
Yeah, and Insidious too. I forgot about Insidious.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I wouldn't bet against him. I think
He's
he
the
has a
reason they
good
got
track
Patrick
record.
Wilson for Ocean Master.
Yep.
Yeah. No matter how people feel about Aquaman, I do like the visuals are very good. I think, like in my opinion, like it looks like you're underwater.
Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
be
the
honest,
vid-
I
the
think the
underwater-
underwater stuff in Aquaman actually looked better than the
Yeah,
underwater stuff in
it
Black
does.
Panther.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Oh, Wednesday is a great show. It's a great show.
Oh yeah, I really like Wednesday. What's her name?
Do you know what's
that
stupid?
play her?
Jenny Ortega.
Yeah.
It was stupid. You know. I know this
A lot of
is,
people are
this is a
fan casting her now.
This is
No,
a DC
God.
stream. This is a DC stream, but there was something stupid happened during that show. You know that there's a dancing scene in that show.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and apparently she had
Oh.
COVID at the time, and her
Okay.
test came back while the scene was going on. So
Oof.
yeah, so she woke up sick that day. She had chills and sore throat, bit of a sore throat. So it wasn't really, really bad COVID, but it was still COVID.
Yeah.
But they still decided to film. She got tested, but then it wasn't one of those quick rapid tests, right? So they decided to shoot that scene while she had COVID, and then the test came back, and to confirm it was COVID, and then they took her off.
Big
Like,
yikes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I know.
Can't the union do something about that? Because that's dangerous.
It
It
is.
should.
You know what, Volunteer? There are some people saying that.
Yeah, there
The
were
bad
people
guys-
saying that. I think that's dumb. I don't think that has any weight.
She did deserve to. No, she's not getting canceled for that. Jenny Ortega. No, it's not her fault. It's really to me. It's the director's fault.
Yeah.
What's the production's fault? Yeah.
Production's fault. Yeah, they did not do what's best for the whole production, the whole crew.
Crew,
Even
yeah.
the director.
They put everybody at
Jordan.
risk.
Yeah.
She's
Like
not getting canceled for that. No, she's
every-
she's in Scream
I think
6, for God's sake.
it's the director's responsibility and everything like that. So like it's not her fault. It's like more the director's fault, and that like he should.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like can't blame her. Like she.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they were on schedule, right, to get the stuff done, and I'm like, and they couldn't really. She wanted to redo the scene when she was healthy enough because she admitted in that interview she can't really dance, and that whole thing was all that dance was kind of herself improvising. It wasn't like choreography, somebody choreographed, like had somebody do that dance for her, like a choreograph, that was all her. That was all her.
Yeah.
And,
I think I watched a YouTube video like she talks about it was improvised and everything like that.
Mhm.
and she doesn't like the MCU. She hates Marvel.
Oh,
She likes DC.
That's a win.
Oh my god.
oh boy.
No, her favorite movie this year is Batman.
I mean, like I think like that's probably like a lot of people's favorite comic book movie this year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because everything else was garbage.
Because the Batman didn't feel like a comic book movie.
It felt like a Batman movie, to be honest.
It felt like a movie, like someone actually had a vision, and it wasn't just
Yeah.
like, let's just put a bunch of goat jokes in here.
Oh my god.
No, you wouldn't, Walter. You
Yo,
wouldn't
did you
cast
guys
this woman.
see that Marvel and Disney apparently submitted that to the Academy?
Submit
Well,
what?
what?
Yeah, they do that all the time. It's just
What?
like some. They submitted. Basically, they did a. What's the term? Degrassi will say it in the comments.
Okay.
It's
The
it's
Marvel
more like a formality.
The Marvel
lot of
stuff,
movies
the
do
Marvel
this.
stuff, the Marvel stuff do get submitted
Bruh.
for some stuff, but they barely win.
Marcus, how
Yeah.
can you think the Batman was garbage? What?
No, it wasn't garbage.
That's
He
a-
likes
that's a
Zack Snyder, right?
That's
So
a
it makes
Snyder
sense.
show opinion right there.
How do people like
Because
Zack
here's the
Snyder?
Well,
People like
what
Zack
did
Snyder's
Marcus?
Batman.
Let's ask Marcus. What movie did you see besides a comic book movie this year?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
it's like,
saw other
I-
movies besides
I
it.
saw Top Gun Maverick. I saw Lightyear. I saw Clerks 3.
I like
Arkham what? No, the
Oh, my.
Batman. That's how Batman is at the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
If you know the original Batman's backstory, he did not give a shit about his company either in the comics.
no. He didn't really care about being Bruce Wayne or anything like that.
Exactly.
He thought being Batman is doing the greater good than being Bruce Wayne.
And he learns over time that he can't do everything as Batman. He has to do Top Maverick. That's a different story, but altogether. But over time, he realizes Bruce Wayne could help out too. He grows
Yeah.
as a character.
It is.
Batman, Bruce Wayne Ben Affleck's Batman was an angry Batman because obviously the Robin's death and he was 40 years old. But this Batman is a young, angry Batman, still not over his parents' death. And let's be honest, he never gets over his parents' death. Ever.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Batman Arkham Origins, where like you
Yes.
see he's angrier than the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City veteran version of Batman. It's like, and even Alfred called him out. He was like, "You're a young man with a lot of anger."
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I love Arkham.
You know
Batman.
why?
He's my
You know why he
favorite.
say he did the best job portraying Bruce Wayne? Because that's because he's already a veteran, and he developed that Bruce Wayne persona.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson is going to develop that persona as times go on.
Yeah, like,
He did that in the comics.
Yeah, he didn't automatically be the billionaire Bruce Wayne that we all know. Like his character developed.
His thing, Bruce Wayne, as a teenager, after he did high school, he went to boarding school. After he did high school, he traveled the world to learn different kinds of martial arts, different kind of meditation techniques, but he also learned criminology, different kind of criminology kind of things, forensic science, all that stuff, because his main goal was stopping crime.
Mhm.
yeah.
How come the Snyder people always love talking about how
Who
The
cares about
Batman-
thrill, man?
that the Batman wasn't accurate and how come he wasn't
That's
a playboy and all this stuff? But
Well-
then they love to use the defense that Ben Affleck's Batman, he was going through a character arc. That's why he was killing people.
Also, here's the thing. Like, there's this weird thing that I see
This is
now.
beginning was killing.
I see this in like Geekosity's one article, at the beginning of the year,
Geekosity, oh my
where
god.
they're like saying,
I think people,
remember in Batman versus Superman, Batman fought Superman and aliens. In this film, he's fighting against a Riddler with a trash bag over his head, like trying
never
to
fought
like
the Riddler, though.
downplay. He's trying to downplay like how epic the Batman really was.
He never really fought the Riddler. He follows goons, and just be realistic. No matter how much martial arts Batman
Okay.
has learned over the years, there's a group of thugs, but a lot of group of thugs. And realistically, he should not be able to take down all of them, even Ben Affleck's Batman.
Well, Ben Affleck's Batman. Here we got Marcus saying that Patterson was like frail and stuff. First off, Ben Affleck's Batman being total muscle makes no
Slow him
sense.
down.
It slows him down. You're not as flexible when you have a lot of muscle on. So, like and I always see this too, this whole stream, sorry, but I'm just going to dunk on these Snyder people. I've seen people on Twitter going like, look at Ben Affleck. He's bench pressing like 500, 600 pounds. Yeah, you do realize that's fake, right? Like those are fake plates. Like that's just for the movie. Right, because we know you guys don't go to the gym, you guys don't lift weights, so you wouldn't know if someone can lift 500 pounds, right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Marcus,
yeah,
how
yeah.
the heck are you right, man? Like, that's
Yes.
you're just voicing an opinion right now. Opinions are subjective.
Marcus,
right?
here's the thing.
Do not be comparing.
Arkham's a video game.
Okay. Do not be comparing Arkham Batman to this freaking
It's a video
Snyder
game. You told
bullshit.
you guys, in the Arkham games, you defeat every villain in one night.
Yeah, like let's be honest.
No,
I saw this argument on Twitter. If who would win, Ben's Batman or Arkham Batman? We all know Arkham Batman would destroy
Arkham
the hell
won.
out of him.
But it's a video
But the
game.
thing is, it's a video game, yeah. Like the whole reason why you take down thugs that quickly is because the gameplay would not work otherwise.
Yeah.
And Marcus, here's a fact. That game focuses on stealth a lot. That series.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It was not him. It was not him going, just into the oven like that, straight into the oven. It was all him being on the gargoyles, the explosive gel stuff. It was all him being. It's all about stealth in that game. That's what Batman's all about. Ben Affleck's Batman wasn't doing any stealth at all. It was an
Stealth
amazing
and
scene.
like
but-
combat and everything like that.
Yeah. But in real life, even a Batman, he's a normal human being. But in real life, if you go and combat a bunch of 20 guys, no matter how much martial arts training you have, you would not win.
Yeah.
Batman works when he's lean, and he's got to have some muscle if he's lean, right? So he's agile and he's quick and he's fast, right? Having a bulky Batman who looks like a bodybuilder, it makes no sense. That's only done. The reason why, in the comics it looks like that is because you have to exaggerate the muscles in order, because it's comics, but it's also just looks better, right? And the thing is, it's not realistic. It's supposed to be exaggerated for a reason. It's a comic.
Dude,
it's a drawing.
Comic book characters, especially men that have like this godlike bodies, even if they're human, you would think they're on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they exaggerate a lot. Like it because it looks better. Like, and I agree. And it's like, I don't like. I do agree. Like, I don't like a bodybuilder. Like, the reason why I like Arkham Batman is he's like lean and kind of like that. He's not like the one thing that I didn't like about Ben's Batman is like he looks very bodybuilder, but that's not how he looks in the comics or even in the animation adaptations. A lot of times.
Yeah, they're trying to go for the body of the Dark Knight Returns, which doesn't really make much sense. Yeah, that Batman was on it like his dying wish. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a Batman. He wasn't even a Batman that was going around all the time. He was retired, right? Coming out of retirement.
Marcus, I have a question for you. He had a bench press for Superman. You think bench pressing is going to do anything against Superman? You think Batman could be the strongest human on Earth? Do you think he's going to do anything against Superman?
Yeah, bench pressing. I mean, you got to do the whole thing. You got to do bench press. You got to do deadlifts.
And none
you
of
got to do
squats.
squats.
Superman. None of that's going to do anything.
You got to do overhead press. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything. But no matter how, I could be the strongest person in the DC universe as a human against Superman. It's not going to do anything.
Braille, Oh, not bro. Marcus. That watch what you're saying in the chat.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
Because
he
like
saying?
no, he's he's
yeah.
saying
Don't call
Braille is
people that because if you do, I'll block you, Marcus.
yeah.
And I like you, Marcus. I have no issues with,
And
but don't do that.
if you're gonna play and do not play the
Yo,
beta card.
you know what's funny too? You know what's funny too? I can probably bench press Marcus. I go to the gym. I do boxing, so come. Don't be saying that stuff.
No,
You know, I'm saying this stuff because I know it's gonna trigger
Marcus,
you. That's why.
You want to know a fact about men with godly bodies? They're usually the betas.
Marcus, do you go to the gym? Let's hear Marcus. He's talking a lot.
Right,
Marcus, you go to the gym?
Right, Brian Brill, isn't that true? Usually men that try to work out to get stronger to look are usually the betas.
I mean, yeah, sometimes it's a you know, what do you call it? Oh no, I'm forgetting. Like it's sort of like a shell, like it's a projection.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised how many big muscle up guys are the betas.
Yeah.
Like Marcus, this is like go to Still Nation if you want to talk about betas, dude. Like
No, Marcus, I'm cool with Marcus, but I know how to push his buttons.
He does not push a lot of people's
buttons. That's why he's calling me that stuff in the chat. Like, man, you so triggered, Marcus. Let's do a bench press off. Let's see how much you bench press, man.
The one thing that he'll get triggered is if you say Cassandra Cain's trash.
And oh yes, in the Hellbat costume too, he has.
Oh yeah,
Andrew.
The one that has all the powers of the Justice League.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah. I mean, we talked such a long time on this, and it's like we didn't do James Gunn.
Yeah,
all my streams turned to Batman streams, like Batman.
Because Batman is the most popular DC character. Like,
oh, you know, some people we do say in some of Max's streams that the DC movies don't make as much money as the Marvel movies, obviously. But I'm like, unless it's Batman related.
I mean, with the exceptions of like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, like Batman is usually the
most popular one.
Yeah, you think Joker would make $1 billion if it wasn't a Batman related property?
I don't like.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, definitely.
Like people make this argument that like they should stop using Batman and stuff like that. That's ridiculous because like DC Comics is named Detective Comics.
Yes.
It's named after Batman. It's like, you should take a break of Batman. It's like
that's why Batman's the real star of DC, not Superman.
No, let's be honest. I love Superman. He's my second favorite DC character. But like the truth is, it was always named after Batman because he was the most popular. He's the most popular that's sold through comic books.
Degrassi. This Tuesday, Batman Spawn #1 comes out.
Oh, I'm getting that also.
Oh, by the way, it's written by Todd McFarlane because the last time we were trying to figure out who was writing it.
Oh, that's probably for the best. That probably means if Spawn's going to do Spawn justice, then if Todd McFarlane's doing it.
Yeah.
Because if Spawn can easily defeat Batman like that and be like, he goes easy on Batman in past comics, so.
They're probably at the end of the issue. They'll probably work together or something like that.
As always. See, Degrassi did tell me that in the DMs that Marvel and Todd tried to work out with Spawn and doing some crossovers, but like it never happened. And I'm like, good, because how do you do Spawn in Marvel? Because Spawn is a little bit similar to Ghost Rider. But he's also like a street kind of vigilante too, like Spider-Man, Daredevil, Punisher. I mean, he has a Punisher aspect of killing people. He's a street vigilante, and he has supernatural powers like Ghost Rider, almost. He has more vast powers than Ghost Rider overall. But he's like, how do you do that in the Marvel universe? It's almost like everybody, if you know what I mean. Like, there's not a bunch of supernatural powers that Spawn takes from.
I think Spawn, when you do crossover, it fits more in DC.
I don't know how it works. Like, who? Yeah, Spawn, Spider-Man wouldn't work. Spawn would have to go in the magic side of things. Probably like Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, Mephisto. The richest stuff, like Agatha, Wanda, that kind of stuff. Yeah. No, but Spawn, you don't know. A lot of people underestimate Spawn's true power. Spawn has unlimited power too.
I will say this: one thing I am happy about with DC is we're going to avoid having the Steve trilogy.
The what?
The Steve trilogy
No.
because Patty Jenkins was
Let's go
gonna
on to
do
that. Let's go on to that.
the Steve Tremor like thing again,
Oh,
and she got offended. Like she showed the people at DC character arc on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. At all sources,
Gr-
you give them Wikipedia.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm questioning
Pa- pa-
how much Patty Jenkins really understands Wonder Woman.
and then she says, and then Patty says that you know nothing about Wonder Woman. I'm the only one that knows about Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Heck?
she's
Ego,
clueless.
man.
Here's
She
the
clueless
thing.
listener.
She ditched a good writing team with the first film in favor of doing her own thing with Jeff Johns, and that turned into a disaster. And then her and Jeff Johns does another script, and apparently it had the same issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
Like,
And you know what's crazy? The
Yeah.
craziest part of the story is like she wasn't even fired. She
No,
walked
she left.
away because she had a massive ego.
yeah.
You know what I
She was
mean?
given
Like
a second
like
chance.
just be yeah, like I think this is an interesting story because we all know, people love to say, oh, when there's like creative differences, right? People like to go, oh, like we want to see the vision and stuff like that. But what happens if the vision is garbage? You know what I mean? That's why we have like producers and a bunch of people working on these movies so they could sit down and say, hey, I don't think that's a good idea, right? Movies are giant, giant productions. Like you can't just risk it all on someone's creative
And she
vision.
had an option too. She could have rewritten the script, and did because it didn't fall into James Gunn's plan, didn't fit in. So like she could have written the script and not have this massive ego that like telling all the freaking people at Warner Brothers and telling James Gunn that they know nothing. She could have still made the movie, just a
yeah,
different, just a different script and changes.
yeah. If like, look, like I know, okay, the pandemic hurt everything in 2020, really, really bad in 2020.
Mhm.
And that movie was supposed to come out. I think that movie was originally supposed to come in 2019, but
Yeah,
they
that's the
delayed it
thing.
to
It was
Yes.
2020.
supposed to come
They
out
delayed
like
it.
it was supposed to come out fall 2019. So like,
Yes.
November.
Okay, so in that movie went on selected theaters, right? And then select theaters and obviously on demand, right? On HBO Max.
actually,
Mhm.
at one point, I think it was supposed to come out in December to compete against Rise of Skywalker in 2019. Could you imagine that?
2020.
Wonder
got
Woman
December.
1984 versus Rise of Skywalker at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
Well, Wonder Woman probably would have made money.
Decent
Yeah.
amount, yeah. But
Yeah,
the thing is,
'cause-
that movie, but the reception still would have been the same because it wasn't
Yeah.
like because they couldn't really do any reshoots or anything like that because of COVID, obviously. And the movie was
Yeah.
finally the final product was done. The final product was done in 2019 or 2018, whatever, probably early 2019. So they couldn't do anything, and that movie was received very poorly by critics and fans. And Patty Jenkins basically was writing the script over the next few years, had the same issues, right? According to the DeLuca and Abby, and of course James Gunn and Stafford had the same issues. Why would they want to greenlight that, go with that script or whatever, if knowing that how bad the other was received? And it's like Patty
Mhm.
Jenkins didn't bother learning at all, or Patty Jenkins just doesn't give a shit how the other movie did.
The one
doesn't-
sad thing
Yeah,
is
she
like-
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
the one
It's like in her before I let you go, Arco. It's like in her reality that movie did well, but the rest of the world, no.
like the sad thing is she never learned from her mistakes. Like she never you had criticisms of 1984. She should have learned from what people liked and disliked about the movie and learned from that, but instead she didn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part.
Like the Steve stuff, that stuff is true. Why? Like Diana Prince is a strong woman, but if you keep rehashing, recycling the same story over and over, it doesn't make her a strong woman anymore.
It's just boring if you keep using.
Yeah, that too.
And like I don't hate the Steve Trevor character. It's just like if you just kill him off once and then do different stories. And
what?
And the third story wasn't even gonna be in the present day.
Just
Well,
like
I think
Nemesis.
the reason why they probably did that, like if I have to give them the benefit of doubt, It's probably because they couldn't think of a better love interest, right? I
No
think that was
Nemesis?
probably. Well, I mean, with Steve Trevor,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
But there's
true.
like Steve Trevor, like in the first movie, like so many people wanted to go and watch that movie. People love that movie. They love their, their relationship and stuff. So it's like, well, they kind of messed up killing him off, right? Like it should have been he was around and then he eventually dies from like old age, right? Because
Yeah.
because that would have made sense. That's why he's not in the modern time, right? So that should have been the trilogy. Like if they were thinking ahead, right? You have, each movie take place in a different era. Get rid of the retcon the Batman versus Superman thing where, oh, she's only coming back in the modern day, and
well,
just
that
have a
was
trilogy that,
retconned.
yeah, I mean, they should have never put that in the movie in the first place because it just
It's
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
it's weird. I think the Deadshot in the Arkham games from the previous games it was
Hmm.
an imposter. That's what people are telling me. That's why in the the Suicide Squad game, that's the real Deadshot.
Oh,
Uh,
Yes,
it,
that's what I saw recently.
Why?
They
Why do you think
confirmed
that?
that.
it was
Okay,
confirmed. I think
but the
before
thing
the
is, Deadshot in the comics and the Deadshot in the Arkham games, he did have a Southern accent, and that's how Deadshot would talk. Though, pretty sure he did have a Southern accent.
Hmm.
I
Isn't
think
he
he
from the
did.
South? I don't know. Go ahead,
I
Arkham.
don't
Yeah, I'm
remember.
no clue.
Like I think the before the founders left and everything, they did confirm that in Arkham City, like I think it was Arkham City, whatever Deadshot we had, that was an imposter that was that took the Deadshot role, while the real Deadshot was in Bell Reef prison.
How about the Arkham Origins one? Same thing, I guess.
Yeah,
If it's
same thing.
oh yeah.
wouldn't Deathstroke know? Who that's Deathstroke know? I'm
Like
just
if the real Deadshot was out uh if the real Deadshot was out of prison in Arkham City, the fake one would be probably already dead.
a lot of people
Hmm.
thought in that little a lot of people thought that security guard that Batman took out died. Like Batman killed that security, but I'm like, no, he
No,
didn't.
he
That
didn't.
security guard, no, he didn't kill the security guard.
You have to
No,
listen closely.
yeah, yeah, and then there's in the Justice League trailer, the trailer that came out a year ago. There was somebody was picking up a gun, and there was somebody was picking up a gun. Now it's Batman picking up a gun. If you remember,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
and
didn't
I
even catch
guarantee,
that. That's
yeah,
interesting.
and I guarantee you that's probably what breaks his
Mind control.
the mind control because yeah, because he probably like
Hmm.
that, and because in that trailer, in the Batman trailer, last one for Kevin Conroy, that's his last role, and he's under the influence of Brainiac because you saw the eyes, the purple eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Eh,
I do have a feeling, like I don't know, it's just me, but there could be two ways of this. That the game this could be the last Arkham game. This
Hmm.
not the last DC game that Rocksteady makes, but I think there is a possibility this could be the last Arkham game that ends the Arkham universe, or they're gonna continue and connect Suicide Squad to Wonder Woman and have the building universe um in the game universe. There's that
yeah,
option too.
that's a good point. It could spin out
Hmm.
some of the other DC heroes
Because
for having
like
their own
Yeah.
stuff.
I did have a conversation with Blinded Bro with
Yeah.
there could, because we all know they're not gonna kill Batman. Like I don't think they're gonna kill Batman. Like
No,
Yeah, we were
I'm
talking about that. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna kill
because like I, it's I'm happy that Kevin Conroy voiced this, but like um I for me I don't like past games. I don't like prequels very much because like I don't know, it's I like going forward, and if they're gonna go forward with this trilogy, if if they're gonna continue the Batman,
him. Hmm.
people suggested Roger Craig Smith to, because like I think he was taught alongside with him when he was doing Arkham and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness,
Marcus,
Marcus. Oh my goodness.
Marcus, Marcus, people that do that usually have low self-confidence. They say
Yeah.
people. Here's a fact: people that post a lot of selfies usually have low confidence, self-confidence. Usually have low
I mean,
self-esteem. It's a
going to
fact.
the gym is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Yes, it's healthy
Gaining,
for you.
but I mean, if you do weightlifting, that's actually good for your heart, right? Like a lot of people
Yes.
die from heart attacks because their heart is not it's not strong enough. So
Yeah. But what do you think?
yeah, but like going back to the conversations. Apologies.
What do you think? If this is a continuation,
It's more of a mental thing.
do you
That's
think
what-
there is a
I'm done.
possibility that they because like I know not everyone's gonna be happy with the idea, but do you see them bringing back Roger Craig Smith?
I think he's the one who did Origins, right?
Yeah, he did Origins, and he
Okay.
worked
Yeah, I
alongside
think
with
that makes
Kevin.
sense.
He worked alongside with Kevin.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, they're definitely not going to get rid of the character, as we said before, but they're going to have to replace the voice actor. So it might as
Yeah.
well. He's already been Batman in the Arkham game, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also,
Because,
like
Marcus,
again,
When
you-
somebody looks in the mirror all the time, it means they have low confidence.
also like the
It's a-
game. Like here's the thing: in Arkham Knight, LexCorp's already in there. Like you got like if you do the thing where you like press the phone in like Bruce Wayne's office, like you get the voice message from Lex Luthor. So like you can
he's in there.
build a lot.
do you
With
like the
I
new
mean,
suit?
looks fine.
I see a lot inspiration towards Rebirth. Do you see the symbol with the
Yes,
yellow?
the symbol definitely.
I really like it. I see some people on Twitter saying this is the Arkham Knight suit. It looks nothing like Arkham Knight. Like,
No, yeah,
well,
the helmet is a dead
everybody
giveaway.
knows
It's
who
not.
he is now, right? I
yeah,
love Hardy calling him Brucey instead of Batman.
Hmm.
I don't.
What makes him? Sorry,
don't-
go Arkham.
I don't have a. I don't have a problem taking it after Arkham Knight because like Gotham presumes he's dead. Gotham presumes he's dead, but Batman.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But like, Batman. Bruce is not gonna give up being Batman no matter what the situation is.
You guys have to worry
Because he
about.
always does for the mission. He's always gonna be Batman, no matter if his identity is like revealed or not.
So he's basically Tony Stark.
Hmm. Well, it makes
He's
me
a Marvel character now.
well, it makes me wonder if maybe this is like years later, like a good amount of time later, where
They
maybe he wasn't around.
Yeah.
They never said the time gap. Like they say it takes after Arkham Knight, but they don't say how of the time gap. Like it takes after Arkham Knight, but how many years after Arkham Knight?
Yeah, I would want to know that. I think the one thing I really hope to with this game is that there's like a variety of Justice League members.
It's okay.
Like
man.
I don't want a lot, but you know what I mean? Like a good handful. Like ones that like I'm sure Aquaman is going to be in it, right? We haven't seen Aquaman, but if Jon Stewart is in
Flash,
it, I'm
Wonder
going.
Woman, Batman.
Yeah,
Jon
I'm gonna guess one. Aquaman is gonna be in it. Like it would be really cool if Shazam was in it too, right? Like if you're gonna pull from characters who are already popular and established in the mainstream, then Shazam and Aquaman would be a fun boss fight.
Did you see what Boomerang did to the Flash? Oh my God.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
People, I don't know. He cut his finger off. Like I kind of think it is kind of a little funny because like Boomerang kind of hates the Flash.
Yes, he does. He does. So I like. Harley Quinn is not pissed at Batman now for Joker's death.
Hold on, I don't want to stir up anything, but is that apology for me, Marcus?
Yes, it's for you. Basically, but he says that, but the geeks and gamers get it. DR though. I don't.
Anyway, back to the conversation.
Look, Harley Quinn is Harley Quinn is okay now with over Batman. Like, she's over Joker's death, I guess, because she really was pissed off with Batman when the Joker's death in Arkham Knight. Like she hasn't really moved on. in the Arkham Knight from Joker's death. But how long did Arkham Knight take after Arkham City? A year?
Let me see.
Was it? I feel like
City was
yeah.
a year after Asylum, right?
Yes. Yeah, it might have been a year. They're very like close in between.
Yeah. But Wonder Woman 3. Oh yeah, the Arkham series does have comic book stuff ties. I know that for a fact.
They also have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 months.
Well, 9 months, so almost a year. Because they won the mold the Suicide Squad after the Suicide Squad the live action characters. That's why you see Harley with the blue and
So
pink.
do you think it
hair.
could be the same where Suicide Squad kills Justice League takes 9 months? I think, or a year, whatever.
I don't know.
I think
I just know it's taking place in Metropolis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man, we're gonna fight Superman. Oh my God, it's gonna kick our ass. That team cannot take down Superman.
Oh my
I'm
god.
You know,
sorry.
I mean, the boss fight is going to be fun. I think that's going to
Yeah.
be like the
They're
best part of
probably
the
gonna-
game.
They're probably we need Kryptonite.
You gotta go get Brainiac.
Yes,
Brainiac-
and Brainiac too. Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like, I could see Batman being the most, like, compared to Gotham Knights was, like, very weak in boss fights between Batman. Arkham Batman's get fucking destroyed.
Yes. I mean, because just imagine like the boss fight would be literally him using all his gadgets that you would use in the Arkham games against you. That'd be insane. That'd be probably one of the best boss fights in a video game.
and he knows how to take you down. Like, compared to
like even though Batman has no powers, he went against a lot of like gods and like
Kryptonite
they're gonna make
kill.
him salty.
Let's go, Batman.
Well,
Oh
sometimes
my
they do say
God.
in the comics. They actually do say in the comics, Batman is more dangerous than any member of the Justice League.
Oh,
I mean, like Tower of Babel. You know, he's got contingency plans for every member.
Yeah. So,
I do, Marcus. I do lift weights. I go to the gym.
He boxes too.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think the reason why a lot of criminals, no matter if it's like a lot super human villains are even scared of Batman because like he defeated the Justice League. Like no matter if he has powers or not, like he's like the most powerful, even though he has no powers.
His mind, it's his mind, it's intelligence.
Yeah. It's like the intellect, like he does contingency plans and everything like that. He's always one step ahead, and I like that. Do you?
That's the problem. Darkseid. Darkseid always underestimates Batman.
Hmm.
Because
Do you think there's a possibility that like in the beginning of the game we could play as maybe one of the heroes?
Oh man.
Oh, that would be awesome!
boy.
Like imagine playing as Superman in the
Oh.
beginning of the game.
you know what?
That would be fucking dope.
The problem is it'd be too easy to play as Superman because he's too powerful. I mean, you need people that can like. You need the. Brian, bro, you said it like a week ago when we were talking about how you do a Superman game. You can't have just like random ads that are just so easy to beat for Superman. Really?
Yeah.
You need it's hard.
Mechanically, I think it's going to be hard. I mean, it would be. I'm super curious to who's going to pull this off because I don't really think just doing the standard open world game is going to work.
Yeah.
So I really think they should give it to Rocksteady because they're like a top tier developer. You know what I mean? Like they've made like hit after hit. Like I know people don't really like Arkham Knight, but like Arkham Knight, the fact that people are still talking about it and it's been 7 years, I think says that it is a good game.
They're
Right?
making it remastered also.
Yeah, it is a good game. Like it's not the best game, but it's still a very good game.
I still really like, no matter the tank fights, I still think I still really like the story. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I like the story. Like, I really like the game. Like, I don't hate Arkham Origins, but if I had to rank my top favorite Arkham games, it would be Arkham City, um, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins. Like, it's just like I don't know because of the because he's fighting Joker in his head and everything like that.
That was great.
Like I thought the psychological aspect in Arkham Knight was very intriguing to me. And while he was battling it, he was also battling Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight at the same time. And he was slowly becoming Joker. I always thought that was very fascinating in the game.
That's because he became the Joker basically at the end of the game.
Yeah,
and when Scarecrow, you know what I'm saying. Scarecrow basically infected the Joker version. He basically became like the Batman who laughs in a way. He infected that version, and we find out what Joker is really truly afraid of, and that's being forgotten by Batman.
Yeah,
because you know what's great about the series and what's great about the comics, the Joker and Batman relationship. Joker has nothing to really live for, right? Like he doesn't care about anything. He does whatever he wants. But there's one person he really does care for, cannot live without, and that's Batman. He needs Batman to notice him. That's all he does.
That's why the ending of Arkham City is so good. It's like on par with the Killing Joke ending because it just shows you their relationship.
The Arkham series does a good job. Every Arkham game, even Arkham Origins, the beginning of that relationship, did a great job. The Arkham series is the best interpretation of the Joker and Batman story lore. Anything.
Aaron, I gotta bounce. So
okay, take care.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. See you, George. Nice talking with you.
Plug your stuff in there.
Yeah. So you can find me at the George, and I'll be doing a review next weekend on another basketball film and Avatar: The Way of Water. Thanks for having me on, guys. I always enjoy these conversations.
Yeah, we enjoy having you on, George. So
yeah, and also I did a stream yesterday if anyone wants to catch that as well. And
check it out, guys.
And I did a review on Hoosier, so I'm doing a basketball series of reviews. So go check them out if you need a break from comic book movies.
Because Andrew, Dennis has made up. It's not the first time he made up a lie. I know he made up a lie about Tom Holland, Spider-Man. He made up stuff. He hates Star Wars for some reason. He has no sources. He's bullshitting. He's become he's become unbearable, man, to Billy, honestly.
I think he's just, I don't know, he's sort of slipping into that outrage channel. Like, especially the stuff with the Star Wars.
He hates Star Wars now.
Yeah, and it's just like,
I know.
I can kind of understand, like, sometimes you might get burnt out on something, right? Especially if you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this or whatever. But, like, the way that he's been acting has just kind of been like this crybaby attitude where it's just like, well, I don't like Andor. I hate Star Wars. I'm never going to review Star Wars again. And it's just like, come on. Like, you literally make money off of this, right? You have a channel.
No,
it's,
that's the exact same thing.
It's decent size.
That's the exact same thing. Fans always say they're not going to watch this thing especially from Disney, and they do. Because they need it. They need Disney more than Disney needs them.
Yeah. I mean that they even if Disney, let's say, listened to them, right? Disney would still probably make a crap ton of money, right? Mm-hmm. And then what? Like it's an endless cycle with them where it's just like all they can do is just I don't like it, and keep going on and on and on. Yeah, Andor was good. So, like only the small little section of their fan base is going to complain, but like it's just annoying. And this whole thing to latch on to James Gunn is just an attempt for him to have something to talk about.
I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna end soon.
James Gunn's response was kind of goated and funny.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so. Because we're gonna end soon. We're gonna end soon because the Mac has a member stream at 9, and I'm gonna take a little break before that. Okay, so yeah, Cavill Superman I think is safe. He's interested in Cavill. He said that, and it's a top priority. I mean, Superman should be a top priority for DC. I mean, I know Batman is the moneymaker, but Superman is like what defines DC as a as defines DC. It's like if you know what I'm talking about, but it's not obviously. But Superman should always be top right, and that he, you know what, people are right about DC. Are right about DC. DC has not been that popular, really popular among the general audiences because how much they botched, they ruined the movies. Well, over the years. I mean, everything else is fine with DC. The games are fine. The animated movies lately are not exactly up to par as they once were. They were really great at one point.
Yeah.
The shows are okay. I'm not the CW. I'm talking about like Peacemaker. Doom Patrol's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Doom Patrol, Stargirl.
The comic books, I don't know. The comics are always either the New 52 was not good.
Yeah,
That
The
The
new-
Batman stuff was good.
yes, the Batman
the new
stuff was good.
the Batman stuff was good, but outside of the Batman stuff, I couldn't really tell you one thing that was good about the New 52.
Infinite
this is-
Frontier's
May-
pretty good so far. Like, there's ups and downs with Infinite Frontier, but overall, like, I think it's pretty good. I would say it's better, in my opinion, probably better than New 52. Too.
Hmm.
I just don't like there are few ones that I don't like. I do not like I don't like Titans Academy. I did not like it. It wasn't very good. What was the other one? Young Justice, Dark Crisis. That wasn't very good. And there are probably a few others, but like the majority of it is pretty good.
Yeah, so they're definitely. Yeah, it's like Superman is very important. I mean, it's like
Well, the thing is, both Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, the Trinity, have been
Yeah,
established now
before.
as mainstream, and I'm pretty sure they would do very well at the box office. It's just that WB for some reason has just been like dragging their feet,
Yeah.
right? It's like they want to make a Superman movie, but it's like they just don't know how. And I think there's so many people out there who have this belief that Superman's just way too powerful as a character to make a story with. And I don't believe that's true. I really don't believe that's true. I think
do you know? Yeah, you know how many Marvel characters the MCU depowered? You could do that with Superman in the movie.
well, I mean, you can. The thing is, like, they just don't know what to do with him. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
don't have a story. They don't really know. They think, oh, he's not relatable. How do we do this right? And the thing is, people keep saying this, right? They're the
I'll say
blueprints.
this. I'll say this. Captain America is great, but his stuff was not really relatable in the current times.
Well, the thing is, this is what I was gonna say, right? The blueprints of how you make a Superman movie was the Winter Soldier. I'm not saying you need to do
Yeah.
a political thriller with Superman. What I'm trying
No.
to say is that Captain America in that movie does not really have a character arc. There's nothing for him to really learn. It's the fact that something around him has changed, and he has to keep his morals with obviously what's going on, right, with Hydra, and revealing that the government is actually Hydra, right? So
Yep.
how do you deal with that, right? So you have to put Superman in a similar situation where Superman's morals do not change, but he has to adjust himself accordingly because of a new situation, right? It's not hard to do. It's just that they sit around and they're like, oh, it has to be something new. It has to be something like no one's never ever seen before with the character. And that's not true. Just make a Superman movie that's good, right? That has a good director, it has good visuals, and then tell an honest story. Like I keep saying, Peace on Earth, adapted. That would be a very good movie. You just have to figure out how to put some good action sequences in there and have like a good villain that's not Lex Luthor and General Zod, the characters that we've already seen before. And I'm pretty sure you would have a movie where it actually speaks to people, because there's not a lot of optimism right now.
Yeah, he has many vulnerabilities. Yes, he does.
I think they'll do Superman in a different. It'll be differently and stuff like that. Same with Batman. Like, if I think there is two routes. What's gonna happen? Whatever the Flash does, or like after the Aquaman, there's two routes. either it's a soft reboot or full reboot. I I think it's a soft reboot, but they're going to change the characterizations of certain characters, retcon certain things. I do want Lex Luthor recasted, same thing as Joker. Like no. They
Mhm.
weren't they weren't very good in
mean,
my opinion.
the thing is, Lex Luthor, okay, he's a Superman villain, but Lex Luthor could be more just as a Superman villain. He could be a DC overall villain. I mean, if
Yeah.
I had it my way, I'd make him. I would do Public Enemies,
Oh,
make him become president, and
Yeah, like I would have that built up. I would have
Yeah,
that built
yeah,
up
you build
as,
that up.
as a trilogy. Yes, yeah.
I think the
What you have to
problem.
do is you try to make Superman look like a villain here, and Batman's the one that's trying to prove his innocence and try to go
Like
after.
Lex Luthor should be like a low key character, right? Who's
Yes.
not just defeated and no, he has to come back repeatedly,
Yeah.
right? And he also has to be a character that is, I would also too, because everybody loves Joker, Lex Luthor, this may piss off some people, but I think Lex Luthor should be a sympathetic villain, right? I think if that might also help him a lot more, just because, I mean, we all know Joker's not, I mean, he's not a relatable character, but so many people have watched that movie now where now they think he's a sympathetic villain, right? So it's like, well, maybe you should lean into that because Marvel's not doing that, right? They get rid of their villains.
Yeah.
So
No,
you might as
once.
well.
it's
They're
not.
not coming back, right? Like, look at the Thunderbolts, right? Like the Thunderbolts has like people who are like, really? Like
Are they villains?
these
or
aren't
not?
like
Some
the
of them.
yeah,
Some of them
like the villains just disappear. Like it's not like they're going to return. Like sometimes they would be like, oh, we're gonna bring back this character or whatever, but that's
the
very
closest
far
one
in between.
The closest one to that's actually a villain was probably Ghost, and she was sympathetic
Yeah.
villain too. Like the other ones weren't really villains. Like Red Guardian wasn't a villain. Like, but
No.
Lena was
Well,
in a way she was at first.
Well, Taskmaster was the villain.
Yeah, but she was, but she wasn't not under her will though. That's the difference,
Mhm.
right? Same with Bucky. Bucky was a villain, but he wasn't under his control either. He was brainwashed, so I wouldn't classify him
Mhm.
as truly a villain either.
Yeah.
Ghost was willing to kill just to get what she wanted
Yeah.
Mhm.
if she had to. Like, yeah, like and that's the difference between the Thunderbolts and the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad were more villain-like than Thunderbolts. Of course, to the MCU, Thunderbolts for sure.
Mhm.
MCU Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I'm not excited for that.
No,
Like I do hope what was it? I know this is a little nitpick, but if after the who they choose at Batman, either it's recast or it's Ben Affleck, we all know it's not gonna be Michael Keaton because he's getting a lot of his freaking projects canceled anyway.
Mhm.
this is what Blind Bill. He wanted your take on Superman, how you would do it. I'm sorry, I'm
No. Hold on. Sorry, I was playing off. So I'll catch up on his comments. Yeah, actually, this is also another thing. Yeah, reading his comment. The 40 Superman cartoon, just the animations alone in that cartoon, how fluid it is, how kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't obviously sound realistic, but just the way that he moves and how he's like he has to prop himself on a building in order to leverage his flight. Like stuff like that has not been in Superman movie at all. It's just like, oh, it's just him flying and stuff. It's like you should have a Superman movie where it's like you're almost like in the sky with him, right? And now the fact that we have drones, right? A lot of these FPV drones, us with a Superman movie, and it's first person and you're flying around. Like you can have some cool action sequences in the sky just with using drones and CGI. Like I would want to see that. Like they've been they're just sleeping on all these ideas. And the thing is, the reason why, we were dogging on the Snyder people, right? But like if I got to give them credit, right? Or sympathize with them. The reason why they like the black suit Superman is because it kind of makes them look cool, right? It kind of makes them, things that are edgy, people kind of gravitate toward, right? And that's why Captain America in the Winter Soldier, like he had more of an edgy kind of costume, right? He had the stealth look to him and stuff. So it's like I think they need to find a way to make Superman keep his, the Donner kind of essence of the character, right, for the movies and stuff, what we obviously know in the comics, but also kind of make him look cool, right? Like they should redesign his suit, make it kind of mix it with the old look, maybe even have the black logo, right? The classic Superman logo. Try to make a way where the character is like, oh, when he stands beside Superman or Batman, he looks like, holy shit, like it's Superman, but like it's just like super cool. Like you need to make Superman cool again. That's what they need to do, and they're just sleeping on it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that rant.
Yeah.
Of course, I believe this. I want to talk about, because we're going to end this in 15 minutes because I'm going to take a little break. Then got Maxis member stream. But let's talk other heroes. I know Blind Brother, you showed me something earlier today about like an hour and a half ago on your little short. The Green Arrow one, I think that's going to happen for 100%. It's going to happen. Green Arrow, I think that will happen, and it should happen.
Movie?
Or he entered whatever TV show, movie, whatever, in some capacity. Yeah, in some capacity, I think that's going to happen. I know you want Animal Man. The thing is,
Definitely.
I think James Gunn might do a better chance of Animal Man. But I think it depends how popular Animal Man is. Like the thing is, Marvel tends to do characters like that too. Like they're not very popular, so I can see that possibly happening.
Well, he was on
Nightwing.
Yes, yeah. I try to put in like two obscure characters and two popular characters.
Nightwing
right?
and obscure. I'm joking.
Yeah, Nightwing is super popular and he hasn't reached the mainstream, which is kind of like he should have had a movie by now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how far behind you are when it comes to DC. And the thing is, like, I think when Zack Snyder came out and was saying, "Oh, Dick Grayson was going to be the one that was dead," like that shows me that Zack Snyder really didn't care about the universe. He just cared about his own idea, his own story, and it was like people at the time wanted a DC universe, right? They didn't want an interpretation, right? They wanted the characters from the comics right on screen, and that's why Marvel's so successful, right? Is like they actually attempted to do that, and it worked.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, the Warner Brothers at the time had plans for a Nightwing movie, but then Zack Snyder never told them that Robin was going to be Nightwing. That's when that the Joker killed. He never told Warner Brothers that was Dick Grayson, and that probably angered. That pretty much canceled the Nightwing movie. You gotta tell the studio your plan for the universe. I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige tells everybody that works on the MCU how it's all connected, and what the overall plan is. That the overall plan is, you just can't. There's just so much disorganization between Snyder and
Warner Brothers.
And Warner at the time, and still, after the Snyder too, there was probably disorganized too.
And this is another thing too. I've complained about on your show a lot, right? Is they love to make Batman like childless. I'm not sure if you noticed this, right? Like every single Batman movie we've gotten in the last 20 years, there's no Robin, right? There's no Bat family. It's just Batman on his own. And so many people have this perception of Batman being like, oh, he's like this loner. He doesn't care about people and stuff, but he's a badass. And yeah, that's 100% bullshit. Batman is a father. He's a father figure. Why take that away from the character? Like that should have been front and center. Like his parents were murdered.
At the beginning, he's more of a loner, but he starts as his character develops in the comics, and you see this in the.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Robin was introduced in the comics. Like what? I want to say it was like issue 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like not even a year into the character. Like Robin has always been there. He's a staple to the lore of Batman. Right? It's just yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that we've never gotten a Robin because people see it as too corny, it just shows you that no one is sitting there and being like, hey, how can we modernize this? How can we make this look more, I don't know, like fit in? If it was like Matt Reeves or Nolan, like how do we actually make it fit with our universe, right? And they never did. They never
It
attempted to
could work
do
with
it.
Matt Reeves.
It could work. I think if you're going to do a Court of Owls, that's a great time to introduce Dick Grayson, right? Have it be almost like a mirroring of Batman's origin story, right? His parents are dead, and then it turns out, oh, there's a conspiracy theory with the Court of Owls because they want to use him as an assassin. Something. I'm sure if you could sit down with the right people and drop, and I always say this, people need to read the source material. Maybe they're not fans, but just sit down and read it and be like, okay, this doesn't work. I don't like this, and come up with ideas on the foundation of the source material. Right? Don't start from a place where you're like, I don't care about the source material. I don't like it. I want to do my own thing. Because you're not making something for yourself. You're making something for a large amount of people, right? I know a lot of people, yes, it is art, but these comic book movies are blockbusters. Like they're supposed to be giant franchises, right? You have to design them in a way that relates to the people who are definitely going to show up there day one, as well as everybody else. Yeah, go Ark. I'm sorry.
I do believe we will probably get. I think there is a strong possibility we could get Robin in the Matt Reeves universe. I don't think Batgirl will be in there. Like, I don't think there's gonna be Batgirl, Red Hood, or anything like that. But Dick Grayson, Robin, there is a possibility in Matt Reeves' universe. And I do think in the DCU, whatever like the fixes and everything like that, the new slate, I do think there is a more of a chance of a possibility Nightwing being introduced, or like doing like maybe they'll do Bat Family movie, or like introduce Bat Family characters. I do think that is a more strong possibility with this leadership than the previous one that we had.
Well, we don't have to worry about James Gunn and taking with the Batman stuff. That's all left alone with Matt Reeves. That's his. It's like that stuff is off the table with James Gunn. But with the Batman stuff, the Bruce Wayne in that movie is confirmed to be 30 years old. A little bit older than in the comics, how he started. 25 was in the comics, 30. Yeah. He was 30 in the movie. So he's ready. He's at the point where he could have somebody like Dick Grayson somebody as his ward, but really. But mentally, he's not there yet. Because from that film,
I think if he's like year 5 or 6 into the next movie, then I definitely think he could take on a Robin.
Yeah. So that's why the Batman 2 will probably be 2025, and who knows how much the timeline moves into the future, because it doesn't always have to match up with the real life current timeline we're in. Like real life, it doesn't have to always match up with that. It could go with their fictional timeline. But if he's say 32, 33, and he's grown, because by the end of Batman, you see him becoming more out. I wouldn't say more outgoing, but more open, more or less narrow-minded. I think, right? Selena Kyle had an effect on that. The city had an effect on that. He's starting to open up a bit. He's starting to, especially the scene with Alfred. I can see that the healing. I mean, he doesn't really he'll never fully heal, but I can see him get a little less angry, even though he needs the anger to be Batman. But I'm saying is, he can start living a life, right? Like basically, because he does say in that movie he doesn't care about living. Basically, he doesn't mind if he dies. But I think now it's the opposite. As that movie ended, I think he has to grow into that. He has to grow as a character, like he has done in that movie about the Batman was him growing, not just as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne too. Right? Like that's it. That's the beginning of his arc.
Yeah, there is a possibility though, Robin. But I do think there is a possibility in the DCU that you still can have a Nightwing movie, no matter if Matt Reeves is doing Batman in his universe. Because like you can still do Nightwing in the DCU, because you can differentiate the both, because Matt Reeves is doing his own thing, and you still could have Batman characters in the DCU at the same time.
Yes, they just have to be a different interpretation of the character.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you don't get Ben Affleck back, just recast a Batman for that universe.
Yeah, they'll probably do that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't see Ben continuing. I just think this, like, I could be wrong. We all could be wrong, and he continues, but I just don't see it because, like, the Flash uh, seems like it's gonna be his last movie, uh, and like, I don't know, maybe.
Well, sorry to cut
I
you
heard
off.
it's Aquaman, isn't it? Or it might be an Aquaman, but they pulled something out.
No, they pulled it out. They pulled both Keaton and Ben's Batman cameo out of Aquaman. None of they took all that out. So they're only in the Flash, and whatever happens to the Flash, I think it'll be recast. Like, I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be
I think
like,
he is.
I think it'll be like Flashpoint, where before Flash, Barry comes back, you see this version of Bruce Wayne. He looks the same. Then when you come back, it'll be he will look totally different.
I hate the idea that the villain is just going to be an evil Barry Allen. I don't like that idea. I think it's stupid.
What about evil Barry Allen?
Remember the trailer, the teaser trailer came out. You saw when they're in the Batcave. You saw Supergirl, and you saw two Ezra Millers.
Yeah.
One of them is going to turn out to be the villain, right? The one in the back is
Yeah,
going
that's the
to be the villain. It's going to turn on them. I don't like that idea. Just pretend just have Reverse Flash. Pretend to be Barry Allen, because I know the fact in the comics he did make his face look like Barry Allen, didn't he?
Yes.
So just make him the Reverse Flash and just have him for the whole film trick Barry Allen to be on his side, and he reveals he's the one that kills his mother.
I heard this rumor that I heard this rumor that it's not actually the second Barry, but it's actually the main villain is gonna be one of his rogues gallery. Like, I don't know if that's true, but like, the only rogues gallery that I could see being the villain could be Captain Cold or something like that, possibly. I don't know.
But through the multiverse?
No, I have no clue. It's one of the rogues galleries of the Flash. We just don't know which one.
I think I definitely, if they ever do Captain Cold in the Flash, I would have bigger plans for Captain. I'll actually start a rogues thing, and I would not just make them villains. If they ever do a dark side kind of thing, I have him involved in that storyline. If he tries to invade Earth, I have the rogues, help out, because the rogues are not about conquering. They're not exactly. They're not. I wouldn't say they're exactly. They're not fully evil. They're not. Like, Captain Cold has morals.
Yeah.
Like, he cares about his sister. He cares about his rogues, and he's not exactly. And while he doesn't get along with the Flash, he does respect him. He's not like a typical Batman. He's not like a Batman villain.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, George.
Until something happens to his sister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I watched some cutscenes in Justice, and like, he does not like the Flash anymore because of what happened to his sister.
Yeah, Injustice. Yeah, that's different. But you know what? I'll say this in the CW verse. Leonard Snart, the Captain Cold, was played perfectly.
Too bad they killed him off.
Yeah, and then he used a variant of him.
Yeah.
Or from other timelines. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, like, what I think there is a possibility the second version of Barry could be the villain. That could be it. But like, if he's a villain, I heard that he's not even Reverse Flash. He's a mixture.
Yes, that's what I heard.
He's a mixture of what was it? Future Flash, not from CW, from the comics. Future Flash and
Savitar.
Future Flash and what was it? Black Flash. They
you remember? Black Flash.
That's a rumor.
Because you said Future Flash, I'm like, Savitar, huh? Because Savitar. Remember Savitar?
Yeah. I didn't like how they did that with Future Flash. I was not a fan of it. because Future Flash in comics is an evil version of Barry Allen, and he did really messed up things. Like in the I think it was in the New 52, you had Reverse Flash, and he basically killed him and snapped his neck.
Mm-hmm.
But
I remember that.
apparently the rumor is that the second Barry Allen is a mixture of both Black Flash and Future Flash from the comics.
That'd be interesting.
It'll be interesting. Like I don't know what his evil suit's gonna look like. That rumor could be wrong, but I don't know who the villain is. Like,
Yeah, I want to see the Legion of Doom too.
Legion of Doom.
oh, that would be cool.
What? You know, I want to see Tower of Babel. Make Batman the villain.
Oh, that
No,
would be
can you imagine if they did that?
awesome. The Tower of Babel. That would bother asses.
Oh, if they really want to go hardcore, do Brother Eye. Oh,
Oh, that would be.
Yeah, they should definitely do that.
oh, that would make Batman definitely the villain. Because that'll be a point where Batman doesn't trust anybody with powers, and that's why he made Brother Eye in the first place, right? Because he got his mind wrapped from Zatanna, and that's the reason.
Black Flash is the Death Flash, basically.
Hey, I'd love to see Power Girl, but they have to get an actress that actually has knockers.
Oh, jeez.
I think I kind of got mad at the Justice Society of America book a little bit.
Christina Hendricks.
Um,
Well, she's too old.
bro, did you read the recent one? I think it's issue 1.
No, I haven't.
no.
What
You're
was
not
it?
gonna like it.
What was it? I didn't hear. Sorry.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah, but what was the comic?
Justice Society of America.
Oh, yeah. Who's writing that?
I don't. Jeff Johns.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't been reading Jeff Johns since Doomsday Clock. What was it?
Yeah, that's Doomsday
Well, and
Clock.
ever since that ended, I was like, I think I'm done with Jeff
Doomsday
Johns.
Clock was not that good.
Do you want me to tell you?
It was terrible.
You want me
Yeah,
to-
what happened? Yeah, you can just tell me.
Oh,
Kinda make Batman the villain,
they kill Power Girl.
Oh,
killed
wow.
Power Girl?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
in the first issue.
Who killed her? You can spoil it. Brian, you don't care?
I have to get the comic, but like, I
She'll
don't
come
like
back.
that. I don't like the idea of killing Power Girl in the first issue. It's stupid. Like,
That definitely sounds like a Jeff Johns idea.
Don't worry, she'll come back.
no, why did you come back?
Well, yeah, I know. She's definitely going to come back. That's why it's a Jeff Johns idea. Because it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point of killing off the character then?
Like,
Dude, if they really want to do the MCU kind of thing, build up the Green Lanterns.
yeah.
Oh, this is my pipe dream. If you want to copy multiverse, do Batman who laughs and stuff. Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want to see him outside of like the comics because he's the most. I know a lot of people got sick and tired of him, but he's just such a cool character.
The problem is they really ruined him when he became the Darkest Knight because nobody could beat him, and the only way they beat him, they had to. The Wonder Woman beat him, but it was what was the term? What's the term? It was
It might overpower him a little bit, but I think it was kind of a little cool. You saw him become this giant big god fighting against like what
yeah.
I think that was cool. Like, I think they went a little overboard, but I still think it had a satisfied ending. But I totally agree with you, Aaron. I would like to see Batman who laughs in imagine him in live action. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
It's just that the Darkest Knight was like the strongest character in comics. Period.
Yeah, like I understand why people think Darkseid's the most powerful.
No,
but,
he
like,
wasn't. He's not in DC. He's not.
Like I know he's not, but like some people think, but he's not.
No.
Like there are totally more powerful more powerful villains than Darkseid. And like Batman Who Laughs, I think, got that kind of top spot now.
Oh yeah, when it becomes that form, Darkest Night. Yeah, when it
Yeah.
becomes. Yeah.
There is this one story I would
Was
like.
it? It was it like a plot device that defeated him?
No, it was another. So I think it was another god that
Oh,
defeated him. But there is this one story that I would want to see interpreted far down the road in the DCU. Blackest Night. I would love to see that story.
Yeah.
me too. Oh man, I would love.
I know it's a Jeff Johns story. Like,
It's good though.
like
It's good.
it's very very good. Like there are certain
Well,
exceptions.
Jeff Johns has good runs. Like I'm not saying he's a bad writer. I just think recently he's been like going downhill. I don't know. I can't name you one recent thing he did that was good.
I think I didn't hate it, but I don't think it's the best work. I did like Flashpoint Beyond, but like it still wasn't the best. Like I didn't like the ending. Like I was not a fan of the ending. Like I feel like it was out of character for Batman to mess with time and everything like that. So like what like I didn't like if I had to give a rating, it's 8. Blackest Night or his other stories are better than this, and I'm not even a fan of Justice Society of America. I don't know
Like the OG one,
what?
like the OG JSA, like the one from the 90s.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, that one was.
All right.
But yeah, like hopefully his writing gets better. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, he's been going downhill.
Like
He needs to do. He needs to go and write for Marvel. When you get stale at one company, you go right for another one.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like even I am excited what they're gonna do for the next one. Not the next I think it's next year they're doing like Brainiac. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're doing Brainiac. They're I don't think there has been a Doom Patrol comic in a while or like in years.
The last one was pretty good though.
They're reintroducing Doom Patrol and everything like that with Brainiac and everything like that with the new like phase of DC. It's I think it's called Phase of DC next year, and they have those Brainiac tentacles around it.
Yeah.
Oh, the stuff they were teasing with Dawn of the DCU.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna just end it here because I want to take a little break before Max is streaming at 9 p.m. He might be late, like usual. So, but yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming on. This was interesting DC talk. It was actually kind of fun, really. I'm gonna let you promote yourself, Blind Braille. Go ahead, promote yourself, and you can promote the short if you want.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Blinded Braille. Post tweets, mostly bait tweets now, and then I also do shorts now. I just like post random stuff, or like videos that I found funny, or ideas for movies and stuff.
You could find me on Twitter at Arkham Gaming, and on YouTube. You can find my recent video and live stream about the Game Awards with Suicide Squad, Batman, and everything like that. And I'll probably upload more videos about like current stuff with DC.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank you all for watching. I'm gonna try to put more content on this channel, video wise instead of stream wise. I've been focusing more on my wrestling channel because that actually has been growing, but it's actually just been a little stale. It has been stagnant for a couple of days on the wrestling channel, growing wise, but I have been focused more on it. But I'm gonna try to get back to do some more videos on this channel. Still be streams going on. I'll probably do my next stream Tuesday. I mean, usually I don't do streams on Sundays, but you know what? I felt good, and I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna do a stream on this topic. But I'll probably do a stream Tuesday. I have no idea what the topic's gonna be about Tuesday. Maybe something fun. But then, yeah. So wait for Tuesday, and be on the lookout for videos on whatever general stuff. It could be Marvel, DC, Star Wars, video game stuff, whatever. It's
Isn't
just
this
pop
week?
culture stuff.
Isn't this week James Gunn's meeting with? I guess.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna come out. Like, yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Degrassi. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Make sure to
Yeah,
share
thanks
this
guys
out
for
first,
watching.
share this out. Yeah, go down, check out AEW. Share this out. Daniel, Sasha Banks, not in WWE anymore. Her contract's up at the beginning of the year. Well, yeah, beginning of next year, she's not in WWE anymore. She's a free agent. And if you don't know who Sasha Banks is, guys, I know you've watched The Mandalorian season 2. She plays Casca Reeves.
And she's
Okay,
hot.
so you've seen that, right? Yeah. Okay. So she's not gonna be she's gonna be not in WWE anymore. She's done with WWE as the contract expires at the 1st of 2023. So she could do whatever she wants. All right. So yeah. Share this out. Smash that like button. And subscribe if you're new. Yeah, man. Oh, Daniel, have you subscribed to my wrestling channel? Maybe. I'll send you my wrestling channel if you ever subscribe. I'll show you. I made a video on that. But take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.